Now we're recording.
All right. Welcome back to Movie Passholes. I'm Salmon.
I'm Romo.
And today we saw Shape of Water.
Right.
We're here in Barcade.
In Williamsburg.
In Williamsburg, drinking tasty Dogfish Head barley wines.
Yeah.
We were gonna maybe do a beer review, but
Fuck it.
nah. We drink too much of them. So here we are. Getting right into the movie.
Getting right in.
Alright, so spoiler free, what was your opinion of Shape of Water?
So my opinion of Shape of Water was I really enjoyed it. It was a character piece, an art piece, a romantic movie, kind of Creature from the Black Lagoon-y, like a little bit like a take on that horror story, but like in a different way. But I loved it. It was the beautiful Guillermo del Toro. Like the script is beautiful, the acting was beautiful. Like I think everyone was on point throughout the whole movie, and you should definitely go see it. Like
I agree. I think it was a masterpiece. I thought it was beautiful. I thought every shot was beautiful. I thought it was filmed beautifully. It's a romantic fairy tale, and in a that classic Del Toro way. I don't know why I say classic. There's only like a handful of other examples, like Pan's Labyrinth and stuff like that. But
Hellboy.
Is Hellboy a classic fairy tale?
No.
But it is the story of a sexy monster.
It is the story of a sexy monster.
So, yeah. So that's the end of the non-spoilers.
Spoilers on out.
If you don't want to hear spoilers, get out of here.
Yeah, you really
Come
shouldn't be
back
listening to
later.
this.
Unsubscribe.
Yeah.
Donate on Patreon.
Please give us all your angry comments.
And listen to this much later. So, all right, full of spoilers now. I just got a notification on my phone that Shape of Water was nominated for 12 BAFTAs
That
today.
seems good.
So-
I'm glad the Brits like it.
Yes, somebody appreciates it.
Because I don't know if they got any noms for Golden Globe. That would be really weird if
Golden
it did.
Globes just happened in the world of the podcast. It
You're
was
right.
2 days ago. I didn't watch it because I
didn't
don't
watch
have
it
a
either.
television.
Yeah, I'm a millennial. I don't have a TV.
I've got streaming internet, so if you want me to watch something, put it on
Put it on
Netflix. But yeah, I loved it. So let's just jump in.
Like from the opening, it was a good.
I loved the opening sequence.
Yeah.
I thought it was beautiful and like it was her apartment filled with water and her floating around in her apartment in a very fairy tale beautiful way.
Right. And like it showed her montage. Oh, and it opened with boobs. Opened straight up with boobs.
Yeah. So the tone was set pretty immediately because there is, spoiler alert, a masturbation scene about 95 seconds into the movie.
It's like title credits.
Title credits,
Like
boobs.
boom. She gets up. Ha. Boobs.
Stretching for the day, make some eggs, masturbate, and go to work.
Which is a good way to start the day, to be honest.
I'm not telling her not to. I'm just saying that the movie definitely, frankly, let us know.
Right.
It set the tone that it's an adult fairy tale.
But it's an adult fairy tale,
Yeah.
and to not treat her preciously.
Yes, it shows you that she isn't some Pollyanna. She's mature. She's an adult. Just
Right.
because she can't speak, she's not a child.
Right. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It shows that she's a person.
And also, it's not that she can speak. She does speak. She speaks very fluently in sign language.
In sign language,
She says
right.
a whole great deal.
Right. She says a lot in sign language, and I think she says a lot through the sign language, and I really loved the use of sign language in this.
I do too. It was very artistic.
Yeah.
And sometimes they translated things on screen, and sometimes they didn't.
Yeah. And just like I love, one of my favorite moments was
The argument
yeah
when she
the
was arguing with Giles.
Giles. Yes.
Yeah.
The argument with Giles.
She's
Her
like-
neighbor person Giles.
Yeah, her gay best friend lives next door. His name is Giles.
He's adorable, and like their whole relationship is great.
They do. They have a very close friendship, and she goes over there and feeds him and hangs out.
Yeah.
And it's not, I was going to say implied, but it's said that he has an alcohol problem.
Oh,
He's an alcoholic.
yeah. And he said, I haven't touched
he's like, have you been drinking? He's like, no, I've just been drawing this beautiful painting.
Yeah.
So he's an artist who is trying to sell his paintings to an ad firm. And they're like, the way of the future is not this drawing nonsense.
It's photography.
Photography.
But yeah, I loved her sign language where during that scene she was like,
yeah, she's like, listen to me. She wanted him to repeat what she said to give it to.
Right. It was a great cinematic moment too, because she's speaking very urgently and very
aggressively, and she's like, I have something to say to you.
And it was shot really beautifully because it was focusing on her, but also him kind of like. But he was saying the words, and like it was registering on him.
She had to make him say the words, and I like that. It wasn't like a throwaway thing like in any other script where someone is a mute character. You have to say what she's saying so the audience knows what she's saying.
Audience can get it.
And she was like, no, you need to say it so you get it.
And I feel like some of the stuff, even though they did mostly translate her stuff when she was alone to the audience, I feel like they didn't need to sometimes.
Sometimes they didn't at all.
Yeah. And sometimes they didn't do it.
Yeah.
Even for the audience's sake.
Yeah.
It was just.
Yeah.
It was just there.
She just
it was
said
really
a thing,
nice.
And
it was like, oh, you get it.
And that was the other thing. A lot of the times you could, even if you don't know sign language, you could get what she was saying.
That's how sign language is built to be kind of like
universally understood. You could.
It's a conlang, as they say.
Yes,
a constructed language.
That's what they're saying.
But I love the use of that. I love Giles in this.
Giles, who's
a gay character, very clearly.
He was very clearly. And clearly in the sense that I was about to say they said it, but they didn't say it.
No, they didn't. But he hit on a guy.
His whole arc for the first part was that he was hitting on the guy who works at the pie shop.
Right.
So he would make what's her face? He would make Eliza, the main woman character, go with him to the pie shop.
Yeah.
So he could flirt with the dude.
And eat disgusting pie.
Yeah, and he'd wear his toupee to look younger, and he did look a lot younger. You know what? I thought he looked good in the toupee. To be perfectly honest.
To be honest, that toupee wasn't a bad toupee.
I didn't think it looked bad at all.
There are bad toupees, and that was not one of them.
He must be spending his money somewhere, and it's on.
That's the only place he's spending his money is on the toupees and all his cats.
He did have he had extra cats. So spoiler alert. The Doug Jones sea monster eats one of his cats.
They never give him a name or anything.
They don't give him a name. In the credits, he's credited as Amphibian Man.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's weird. I guess that's okay that they don't give him a name, because he's kind of...
He doesn't need a name.
He's a symbol for, he is kind of a symbol for, anyone who feels alone or, different.
Yeah,
outside.
Yeah.
So, it makes sense that he didn't,
Speaking of outside, there was that one scene where, so, I don't know, a brief rundown, I guess, of what happens in the movie, so you can at least follow along.
Yeah, because otherwise we're just talking.
We're just talking about things you've never seen, or wasn't this beautiful, this thing you've never seen? Eliza is mute. And she works at a government facility.
Some government facility.
Yeah, with Octavia Spencer.
I think it's in D.C., technically.
D.C., maybe?
D.C. outskirts,
Yeah, she takes a bus quite a long way. It's always daytime when she gets on the bus, and night when she gets off.
Yes, because... Oh.
Yeah, so it's a little ways away, I feel.
Yeah.
She also works overnight.
Right, yeah, she does the overnight shift.
So Eliza and Octavia Spencer, Zelda, are cleaning women at this government facility, which is apparently, super secret high tech, and yet anyone can walk around and go into whatever room they want. It seems.
They never showed how. I guess because she's the cleaning lady, she just has a pass to everywhere.
She has a pass, but then no one's checking pass records. She's just scanning herself into high tech secret rooms all the time. And
why was there no camera in that room?
There wasn't a camera in that room because it's the secret high tech room.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But there wasn't one right outside.
There was a There also was not a hallway. Well, no, there was a camera.
Just not near that door.
No, there was a hallway camera in the hallway next to the door, because we get a shot of her pretending to clean,
Yeah,
like
that's
just
right.
adjacent to the door through the security camera. So yeah,
right,
Zelda and Octavia Spencer. No, Zelda is Octavia Spencer. Eliza and Zelda are cleaning women in this government facility, and then at the beginning of the movie, Michael Shannon, who is mega talented,
Super talented.
mega talented, and evil face,
Always plays an evil character.
evil eyeballs, evil cheekbones.
Just the tiniest little eyeballs.
Yeah.
Just kneel before Zod if you want to.
Yep. A fleshy Skeletor.
Yeah, exactly.
Skeletor with skin. It's not his fault. He didn't make his face.
Yeah, I mean it's not like he beat his face into that.
Beat his face.
I don't know. It looks like it's been molded. It looks like
Okay,
someone like
it does look
like he took like sculpting clay and
It
did one
does
of
look
these.
like he has sculpting clay on top of a skeleton.
Yes, that's what I'm
It
saying.
doesn't look beat
No,
though.
that's what I meant by beat.
He's
like,
an attractive man. An attractive, talented
I don't
man.
find him that attractive.
Okay, well we disagree and you're wrong. So
I agree he's talented.
he's both talented and attractive. This has nothing to do with the movie. So the talented and sexy Michael Shannon brings is part of the government, higher government than the facility usually, and brings in an amphibian man that the government's going to use to send to space. Because they're like, oh,
Right, that was the idea.
This was like a little side thing for like 2 seconds.
It's like we didn't really need to know this.
I don't need to know why they've got the dude, but apparently it's because
They can beat the riskies.
he can breathe both in water and outside of water, and they're like, oh, that's like space, and we can use that for space knowledge.
Yeah.
And so
and there is a whole side Russian plot.
yeah, so they just didn't want the Russians to get the space knowledge, and the Russians didn't want the Americans to get the space knowledge. So the Russians had a plant there, Dr. Bob, and Dr. Bob was
Dr.
also
Bob.
yeah, Dr. Bob last name was also very talented.
Oh yeah, he was really good. I don't know who he was or if he's
I've
new.
never seen him in anything else.
Not that I can think of, but he was great.
Michael Stuhlbarg
Okay.
says the internet.
He was really good.
He was really good.
Like I liked his character arc. I liked
Well,
his whole.
apparently we've seen him a great deal.
No, I'm sure.
In the likes of Men in Black 3. Hey, don't laugh. Men in Black 3 is a great movie.
That's the time travel one, right?
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I'm confusing it with Men in Black 2.
with Rosario Dawson.
Rosario Dawson and
Wait, who else?
Johnny Knoxville.
Oh God, I forgot Johnny Knoxville was in that.
Doctor Strange is another movie starring Michael Stuhlbarg.
Wait, he was in Doctor Strange?
Michael Stuhlbarg is an American actor of illustrious stuff.
Oh wait, I think he was the other.
Says he's in Boardwalk Empire, Fargo also, the TV show Fargo.
Okay.
Anyway, he does things and we're uninformed, so we didn't know.
Yeah.
But he's also talented,
But he
so
was-
that makes sense.
Yeah. Good casting choice, Guillermo del Toro.
Well done. Oh yeah, so speaking of Michael Shannon, at some point Michael Shannon loses 2 fingers on one of his hands.
Well, because Amphibian Man bit them off.
Amphibian Man removed 2 fingers from Michael Shannon's hand, and Michael
Removed them
Shannon
in
shot
his
him
mouth.
twice, so it seems even. 1 shot for 1 finger. And Michael Shannon he goes to the hospital to get his 2 gross fingers reattached. And he's all mad at Eliza because she put it in her little sandwich bag that had mustard and like deviled eggs. Not deviled eggs, hard-boiled eggs.
Just hard-boiled eggs.
Yeah, she just eats like 20 hard-boiled eggs a day for some reason.
Yeah. I mean, so she
We
keeps
never
her
saw her
figure.
eat anything else. We saw her spit out key lime pie.
We saw her spit out key lime pie, and she made a lovely sandwich and stuff for
Oh,
Giles.
she did. Well, she also ate a sandwich herself.
She did eat one sandwich.
She bit a sandwich,
Yeah.
but she prefers eggs. It's my understanding. So.
Oh, we should say like she can't speak because she has scars on her
so
neck.
she has like 3 swipes on her neck that she says she got when she was a child. And not to toot my own horn, but I was immediately like,
Those are
look like
gills.
gills.
That was the first thing.
The second I saw them, I was like, them's his gills. And
I was like, those are gills. I was like,
Yeah.
it's either symbolic or it's gonna come
I
back.
definitely thought they were symbolic gills because I forgot we were watching a Del Toro movie
Right.
for a second, and then they became real gills. Oh yeah, but Michael Shannon's gross ass fingers. So he has his 2 fingers removed, and then he goes to
I know it's
60s.
I think it's early 60s. It's like the end. To me, it feels like the end of the 50s, early 60s.
There was that Eliza turned the channel to the race riots.
It was a
for
race
second.
riot. Yeah, it was
And
one of the
Giles
race
was like,
riots.
I don't want to see race riots.
Well, yeah, because Giles is hiding, and he's hiding from himself, and that's.
Okay.
So he doesn't want to. A lot of Giles is him not wanting to deal with the world.
That's completely true.
And like he doesn't want to deal with the bad things in the world.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, even the painting that he makes for Jello.
Yeah.
Is like.
Super heteronormative.
It's super heteronormative. It's kind of like it's him being like, this is what you want, right? This is what the world is to you guys. I'm making it. It's my best painting
ever.
And
they say that's not now. The future is green.
Right.
And they make him change the color of the Jello.
Right.
Because what he did is in the past, and they're looking for the future.
Right. So he made red gelatin, which was the classic gelatin of the time.
Kami gelatin.
Oh God, I didn't even think about that.
I didn't either till just now.
That's possible, yeah. That they were like, yeah, we can't show that shit anymore,
Possibly.
too. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, like he's hiding from it. So yeah, the race riots and so it's him hiding, himself and who he is through and like being like, because he's stepped out of the world basically. Yeah. He doesn't want to deal with anything. He sits in his apartment and draws.
And also, as like a comment from Del Toro, I enjoyed that he at least mentioned the race riots, and then later we get some black people, some very fancy, like high society black people.
It was like they're gonna spend money at this restaurant.
They were better dressed than anyone we had ever seen in the restaurant.
And I'm glad he did. And it was like very put on a point of like.
As a black person, I know you can't tell because this is a podcast, but I am a black person, and I definitely appreciated that he didn't ignore the times.
Right.
And he definitely set that tone, and he let us know. Yeah.
Yeah. That this because the guy it was Giles at a restaurant.
Yeah.
At this restaurant that.
So Giles goes to a pie place every day because he's in love with the dude who served the pie, and so he makes Eliza, the deaf woman, come his best friend. Woman. Oh, she's not deaf. She's mute. Yeah. Come with him to the pie place to watch him eat this completely nasty pie that he never really likes.
No, he has a whole fridge of half-eaten pie.
I couldn't tell if the fridge of half-eaten pie was just all the pies he's brought for her, and she's like, this pie is nasty.
I don't think so. I think that was the first time she had ever eaten the pie.
You know what? I also agree, because she was like surprised that like this is what he eats all the time. She's like, this is nasty.
She was surprised. She was like, this.
Yeah, she's like, because you're right. She would never have taken a bite if she had taken a bite of all those other pies.
She's a strong enough woman to be like, no.
Yeah.
Because even the second time, he was like, you can get whatever you want when he invites her back the second time.
So he goes to this pie place every day, and to flirt with the pie guy. And then one time he comes in, and he's feeling a little bold, I guess, because he also had just been fired again, right?
Yeah, he had just been fired. And no, that was after his argument. That was after the argument with. But
he argued with her and then went directly to work. And then at work he stood outside, and the guy met him outside and was like, "We don't need your gay drawings here."
That's right.
It was definitely.
He was like in his lowest point.
It was like he kept getting rejected at work, and it was for his drawing because they're looking for photography, and also because he was gay. And you could tell that the guy, his connection at work, knew that he was gay.
I think his connection at work was gay.
Oh, I also thought his connection
at work. I thought they're like a flame.
Okay, so
they're like. I think we both got that same vibe.
I got the vibe that him and the only person that we met from his work
that was still like with him.
There was one time when he kind of stepped into him when he was talking, and I was like, oh, I see.
No, I definitely got that vibe. Like they were definitely closer than just a business relationship.
I think that the guy who still worked there was on the down low. Maybe he had a wife, and he had some kind of fling with Giles.
And Giles is still a confirmed
Giles
bachelor.
Is like, we should be together, maybe, or just
like he's a confirmed bachelor, and he's like, you know what, we should just do what we.
And the other one maybe was like, I'm uncomfortable recognizing this part of myself. You don't need to be here.
We're now making a side story, but it's great.
Yeah, this didn't really happen. I mean, it did happen in the movie, but it's implied. and that also leads me to think that maybe that guy was never really showing Giles' work to people anyway.
Yeah, no,
He wanted
I don't.
Giles to get out.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, Giles, whenever he went there, he never met with like
No,
other
they never
people.
met him inside.
He was always stopped by that guy who was
That's
like,
true.
what are you doing?
Yeah, I think he didn't ever show his
And that
stuff.
guy also asked him if he was still drinking, so that guy was privy to his alcoholism,
Yeah.
which makes me think they had a thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
I bet he got drunk at like a party, a work party.
Or maybe they had a... Okay, so yeah, they got drunk, they had a thing, and maybe he also got drunk later and they had like an argument about
yeah.
it. And that's why Giles knows.
But it was
touchy
like
thing to
all
do
on the down low.
that. All on the down low. It's even on the down low in the movie.
Right.
We're extrapolating.
But yeah, so yes, it takes place in the late 50s, early 60s.
Yeah, there
There you go.
So
Back to Michael Shannon's fingers.
So Michael Shannon's fingers. Michael Shannon gets his fingers severed. They're totally gross and dead. They've got like mustard and eggs on them. And he gets them reattached in like primitive mid 50s, 60s surgery. And which means they just like glue him on and then they wrapped like toilet paper around his hand.
Like not even
and
like
sent him
medical
home.
glue, it's just
Yeah,
like
no.
rubber
It's
cement.
Literally, it's just like it's literally just like wrapped like a mummy, and then they give him like 8,000 painkillers and send him on his way because he starts.
Oh god, that scene where so Michael Shannon has sex with his wife.
Oh,
That's a
okay.
whole weird side story
Wait,
too.
so before that, Michael Shannon
go.
goes to the bathroom. So Michael Shannon pees while Octavia Spencer and
Sally Hawkins.
yeah,
Eliza,
Sally-
yeah.
So,
Eliza and Zelda.
Eliza and Zelda are women, are cleaning women, and
Yeah.
they're in the bath, they're in the men's room cleaning, and then Michael Shannon, I almost called him Molly Shannon.
Very different
That
person.
would have been quite the movie. Michael Shannon comes in. He's like, superstar. No, he doesn't. He instead is really creepy. He just started working there because
Yeah.
they just brought Amphibian Man.
Right. He's
to the place.
he's basically an outside contractor working for like
He
a higher
works
government.
The higher government than the facility.
Yeah.
And he comes in and he pees with his hands on his waist like a weirdo in front of two women.
Yeah, it was really weird.
And
It was
he
just
got-
after they were talking about like men can't
Men,
aim.
like, why are all the smartest men in the world peeing on the ground? And he gives this weird little speech about a real, like, you can tell what kind of man someone is by when they wash their hands.
God.
You either wash your hands before or after, or if you do them both before and after, you're a weirdo. But I mean, that says a lot about him.
No.
He had just come back, so he also comes in with like a baton with
Yeah.
blood on it
Yeah.
that we can infer he used to beat Amphibian Man. So he doesn't want to get Amphibian Man's germs on his peen. Like
Right.
he washes his hands before he pees, and then goes out to infect the world
Oh.
with his pee hands.
Oh my god, I never
Yeah.
thought about
yes,
that.
he doesn't his own germs, which are mega
He
gross germs.
he doesn't care about pushing his
Yeah,
stuff out
but
there.
no one can touch him.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's yeah.
Yeah, so I got it. So I'm saying this because when he had sex with his wife, we got home. At first, I was like, oh, she's asserting authority because she made him wash his hands before she touched it. The
Right.
kids went to school and she's like, wash your hands extra well and meet me upstairs because she knows he's a dirty, gross man who doesn't wash his hands after he pees. And she
I didn't notice that.
And
Holy
when they
shit.
get into the bathroom, the bedroom, before she opens her shirt, she smells his hands to make sure he's washed his hands.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I did. And then when they're having sex, he puts his gross,
that was-
like,
and he's like-
nasty, deformed,
He's like,
severed
first he was just like
fingers.
stroking her, and then
Yeah.
like I was like, that's gross, and then covers.
He mutes her mouth
He mutes-
with his deformed fingers. Oh, he mutes her
Yeah.
with the fingers that Amphibian Man cut off. And also it was at that point when I was like, he's totally going to rape.
Oh yeah, no. When he was like silence, I was
He
like,
was like,
oh
he was
god,
like, I love silence. It's like, oh, no.
I was like visibly squirming
No, I was
in my
like, no, we
seat.
have to tell her.
I mean, and then he does try.
He definitely
He,
tries.
well, he doesn't try, but he hardcore is
No,
like.
and he's like, you will love me.
He's like trying to do the like assert your authority and just give in. But we
Yeah.
have seen that she's a strong person.
She's a strong woman. don't let her not speaking English
And I think that's
let you think she's weak.
And I
She's
think that's
not.
a key of this movie
Yeah.
too. Is like she's very clearly strong and an independent woman. Like
Yeah.
strong and independent woman.
Yep. Oh, so Michael Shannon's fingers.
Back to Michael
We
Shannon's
should call
fingers.
this episode Michael Shannon's fingers. So Michael Shannon, his fingers never really get reattached. His hand never accepts his severed fingers.
Yeah.
Presumably because of Eliza's mustard.
Is that what you thought?
No, but I do like to think
And she's like,
that
nah, mustard.
No, not that she put mustard on his finger. I like to think that because of her interference or something,
Yeah.
that's what makes him
It's fair.
incomplete.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I saw
that thought's not
I
developed.
saw it more of him. I mean, it's definitely a symbol of him not wanting to give up the past.
And he's literally rotting.
Right.
Yeah.
The past is rotting on his hand, and he
Oh,
won't
yeah.
give it up.
And there's lots of past-future talk. in
There's
the
a
movie.
lot of past
Yeah.
future talk in this movie.
Full disclosure, if we repeat stuff, it's because we did half of this podcast earlier without recording it.
Yeah.
So I'm not entirely sure what we've said so far.
Exactly.
So yeah, when there's a point when Michael Shannon, he's had these gross rotting fingers on his hand for like the whole movie, and everyone keeps as he's descending into more insanity,
Yeah.
throwing back more pills, his hand is rotting more, and people start commenting on the smell of his rotting fingers,
Yeah.
like the corpse on his own arm, and he comes into Octavia Spencer's house, and he rips his fingers off. And
Oh God.
and it's not a Del Toro, like it's not a Guillermo del Toro fairy tale unless there's some light body horror.
Well, yeah. There's always body. There's always. I think this was
Like in
definitely.
Pan's Labyrinth, and they were like
Oh,
sewing them down
that was-
for like an extended.
I think Pan's Labyrinth was definitely worse body horror. Like
oh,
this is.
way worse.
This is. There's a couple of body horror. The fingers is definitely one. Poor Bob, Dr. Bob,
Dr. Bob.
takes it in the chest with some bullets and in the face.
And poor Dr. So Dr.
And he-
Bob gets shot through the cheek, and then Michael Shannon sticks his finger in his cheek and drags
He
it.
fish hooks him.
Whoa.
That's a fish hook.
It is.
So
And-
if you think of like Michael Shannon, suppose his character caught the amphibian man. That's
Oh.
the story.
Yo, that's good.
He legit fish hooked
He
the other
fish-hooked
guy
the
who was
Russian
cared
helped
about
him.
who cared about
Well,
the
you know
amphibian
what?
man.
She wouldn't have been able to get Amphibian Man out without his help.
without his
well,
help.
And
I liked-
he wouldn't have lived without his help because
Right.
the doctor's the one who's like, you need to put salt water in, you need to give him
here's
this.
the thing. No,
Here-
the dude would have died. She would have brought him home,
Yeah.
put him in the tub, and be like,
Yeah, exactly. Like 2 days later, he brought, Dr. Bob brought like a big tub of like treatment stuff for the
Right.
water, and he's like, oh, so you also have to put this crap in there. And that was like the second tub of it
Yeah.
he had given her, so she couldn't have kept him alive.
Oh, yeah, no,
without
he would've been-
Dr.
he would've
Bob's
been fucking
help.
dead. and I like Dr. Bob was really good. Like he was.
Yeah. He was a Russian spy.
It was another humanizing of someone else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of like of someone you think is like a bad person or like not human because
Yeah,
like
because he was a double agent.
Because he was a double
Yeah.
agent.
And he was working with the Russians.
But you could tell he hated working with the
He
Russians.
definitely, he said he's a scientist
Yes,
first.
first,
Yeah,
yeah.
he came here as a patriot and a scientist.
Yeah. So like came here
was
as a
staring
Russian
at his birdcage.
a Russian patriot.
He was, not an American
American patriot.
Yeah, he came to America.
But still, like he was like, but he was a scientist first.
But he also thought Russia's goal was to study.
Right, he
the
thought he was
amphibian.
going to keep it. Russia, they wanted to transport and keep him
Yeah.
alive and study him,
Yeah.
not vivisect him.
And I mean, their intention was to study him, but then they're like, oh well, the main goal is to not let Americans
Americans,
have
right.
the knowledge. So
Right, and there's a whole thing. I guess that is part of it. Is like denying knowledge is also part of
Yeah.
this movie. Is like suppressing knowledge and like trying to like. But yeah, like there are some cool themes in it. Like I don't know. I just really like. Do you have more to say about Michael Shannon's fingers?
hey, you know what? Maybe I do.
But no, it was like there was a lot of like anything of Guillermo del Toro stuff, and like it's all symbol heavy and very, and everything seemed to come back around and connect. Like everything seemed to.
Everything's very specific
yeah.
and for a reason.
Lots of sexy times with the amphibian creature,
Oh, yeah,
which
so
I didn't think they were actually gonna go for, and I was
I
like,
thought they were. I definitely thought they were. I mean, she started off masturbating in some water.
she loved that water.
She loved that water. She masturbates every morning before work in the bathtub.
Yeah, I guess that's part of her morning routine.
Yeah, thinking about the water. Yeah, the shape of water. Yep.
But yeah, like it was good.
They had sex multiple times.
They had sex multiple times.
Multiple times. And she like flooded her whole bathroom for it.
But I liked that part where where she finds him after he ran away after eating poor Giles's cat.
Oh yeah, so Giles
one of many cats.
Giles has many cats for some reason. I thought Giles only had that one.
I thought he only had one at first too.
Then when we saw that Doug Jones had eaten its head, then like 4 other cats.
Yeah,
came
all of a
around.
sudden there were.
And now it's because it's like he wants to set the tone that oh my god he ate his pet, and then afterwards you're like oh it's okay.
It's just
more.
one of many.
He's got like 5 cats.
I think it was like oh no he's not gonna do it. Oh no he did it. Oh it's okay he has lots.
It's okay. There were others.
It was a smart move by Guillermo del Toro to be like
not let us know that he had a bunch of cats first.
Not let us know that he had a bunch of cats, but then so we could be like, oh no, and then be like,
his one companion.
But then also they showed a bunch of cats, and they showed the Doug Jones amphibian man heading like he learned.
Yeah, they told him to stop eating cats. He was like, all right, cool. I will not eat cats. You're right.
You're right. This is a thing I shouldn't do.
You didn't like that. I'll stop.
And then he pet Giles's head.
He did, much like a cat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think that was kind of.
He could have eaten Giles if he wanted to.
I mean, yes, he very much could have.
Yeah.
He already had a taste for fingers.
He didn't eat the fingers.
That's true.
He spat them out whole.
It's because he's evil.
It's true. It's because he doesn't wash his hands. Yeah, poo fingers.
But yeah, like so yeah, the whole thing like so it ends so let's just you want to just jump to the end like
we're jumping all around.
Over the place.
So,
but like
so Michael Shannon loses his fingers.
So he rips off both his fingers.
Yeah, not loses. Severs them himself, pulls them off, throws them on the
ground. Right in front of Octavia Spencer's
Octavia Spencer and her husband, whom I was sure we were never going to see.
I thought it was gonna be like what is it, Norm's wife?
Yeah.
From Cheers.
Yeah, that we would
Cheers
never see him. I forgot what his name was.
Brewster.
Because
she would always tell stories. She would always tell stories about him.
Yeah, that Brewster never listens to me. He's always sassing me. And then Michael Shannon comes in and Brewster just spills his guts and just ruins everything.
Ruins the whole plan. But yeah, so she has to wait for it to rain and like.
Yeah, so she's keeping Amphibian Man in her bathtub.
Right. Yeah, she manages to get him out out of the facility.
Her goal is to set him free.
Yeah.
Like she's not trying to trap him, but
So there is definitely a moment where she's like, maybe I can keep him forever.
So that's the thing. When she first gets him home, she marks on her calendar the day that she's gonna set him free. Because she goes to the docks and she sees that the docks will open into the sea on a certain day, and it's gonna rain and it'll be great, and that'll be a perfect time to set him free. And so she marks that on her calendar, and it's like a week away or something like that. And she, but when she first gets him and he first tries to like have sexy times with her, she's like, oh, I don't know, and then she runs away and closes the door. And then she goes to, she tries to go to bed. And an indeterminate amount of time has passed, and she's just like sitting on the couch trying to go to sleep. She's like, no, I must go. And then after that point, she's like conflicted about letting her go.
Yeah, because like
in love with him.
It's not just sex, obviously. Like that's a culmination. The sex is just a culmination of their relationship.
Far before that. See, I brought it up because it made it that their relationship wasn't necessarily explicitly romantic,
No,
it
not
was
at
that
first.
they had a connection
It was
and she felt valued by
It
him.
could have been a very heavily platonic, like, connected relationship.
She saved him with the intention of letting him go.
Right.
Yeah.
And, yeah, because that's what her whole argument with Giles was about.
She's like, I can't let him die there.
Right, I can't let him die there. He sees me as me, as complete.
Yeah.
Which was huge.
Yeah.
Because she's like, he sees nothing wrong with me. Oh, it was beautiful. I was crying during that whole section.
I was crying the whole movie. It was beautiful.
So eventually they do get him to the docks, but Michael Shannon figures it out.
So Brewster told him.
Brewster
told him, and then Michael Shannon goes to Eliza's house, and Eliza's already gone. And then she just had to write docks on her calendar. He's all like, here we go.
Docks.
Yeah, and he's like, that must be where they are.
Yeah.
And so he goes to the docks, and they're all having a moment. And Michael Shannon shoots Giles.
Yeah.
And then
Wait,
shoots.
did he actually? No, he didn't actually get.
He didn't shoot
He
Giles?
punched Giles.
Punch Giles. Okay.
Because
That
Giles.
makes sense, because Giles didn't get healed or
No,
anything.
because Giles was there, hugged him, like they pet and blah blah blah,
Yeah.
and he let Giles back away and kind of let Eliza and Amphibian Man, Doug Jones,
Yeah.
kind of have like a moment.
Yeah.
Basically, he was like, cool.
He gave him a hug, they touched heads, and
And it was like he's like, I get it as your
Yeah,
friend. You guys have your
you
moment.
and your lady friend need a moment.
And she had this really heartbreaking thing of like, you have to go.
Yo, I mean, he
spoke sign language to her.
He picks up languages very easily because he's hyper intelligent, and so then just like instantly, like jumping back for a second, when she first started interacting with him, she puts one of her hard-boiled eggs on the rim, and she teaches him the sign for egg, and he immediately picks up on that's language. This means egg. I get it. He's hyper intelligent. So at the end, he repeated back to her what she had said to him before they first had sex, where she's like, "You made together," and he was like, "Oh, we're going to the sea together," and she's like, "No, just you." And he's like,
it was like you could see it. Like that's why I love Doug Jones.
Doug Jones is mega talented.
But like he's in prosthetics, and you're like, I can feel emotion through
That's
all your
his whole
prosthetics.
thing, though. That's what he does all the time.
I know. It's just fucking so good.
So talented.
And then they find him, and
so Michael Shannon shoots both of them and kills both of them. They're both dead.
And so you're just like, all right, you're like, this is a fair way for this movie to end.
For a moment, Michael Shannon shows up and just kills everyone. You're like, oh, all right.
I mean, like, this is a way a movie could end. It could end like this, and it's just like, that's how it is.
I mean, yeah, we were set up for a fairy tale, and then maybe it's not.
And maybe that's the subversion, is that?
And then, but 90 seconds later, no. And so
Magical Amphibian Man.
Yeah, so as established before, he has like regenerative
healing properties.
He gives Giles his hair back, even though Giles is wearing that beautiful toupee. And I was a little nervous at first when Giles first helped Eliza rescue him, because he was like, "Oh, it's beautiful," and I was like, "Get your own amphibian man." That's Eliza's boyfriend.
And Giles made some really nice portraits of him.
See, and then I was like, "Oh, he's beautiful through an artistic eye."
lens, right?
Yeah, so it starts drawing a lot of portraits of him. But then also he had that moment that I thought was a little strange when Giles was supposed to be watching him in the bathroom while Eliza was at work. And but it was before he fell asleep, Giles, it was like a 2-minute scene. Giles had a little like monologue about being alone. And he was like, tell me like, how long have you been alone? And like,
it was really pretty.
It was beautiful, but at the same time, it was really defensive for Eliza. And I was like, bond with your own boyfriend.
Oh no,
get out of here.
He can bond with them too. They were friends.
No, get your own boyfriend.
I liked it.
I liked it too.
But like, because obviously Giles is alone. I mean, he's very much alone.
But then it turned out that his interest in Amphibian Man was more because Amphibian Man gave him his hair back. he healed the scratches on his arm, and then his hair started to grow, and he's like, let's keep him.
Yeah, no. It was... But yeah, and I'm glad it ended with Amphibian Man coming back to life and like...
Oh yeah, so they die. And then Amphibian Man is like, just kidding, I never die, because I'm a god. And then he heals himself, and he murders Michael Shannon. Spoiler alert.
Oh, so he
And
murders him in a very specific way.
He
by
gills
ripping.
his neck. He slices his neck.
He
in the
takes
same...
his voice.
Oh, he
Takes his voice.
There you go, and then he bleeds out.
And then he bleeds out.
Dirty, treacherous neck.
He takes his voice.
Yeah.
Because Michael Shannon's been constantly yelling at him and
That's
threatening
true.
him. Vocally, even as much as he's like actually physically prodding and beating him,
Yeah.
he's been
He's
yelling,
always
antagonizing him.
Yeah, and Eliza silently loves him.
Yeah.
And aww,
Yeah, so he takes his voice.
takes his voice, and then he bleeds out through his severed voice.
he takes his voice and he slowly dies.
And then he rolls into the water. Well, he doesn't roll. He scoops her up and jumps valiantly into the water with dead Eliza. And then he uses his sexy merman powers to bring her back to life.
Yeah, and he gives her the gills.
Well, he doesn't give her gills.
Oh.
He heals her things on her neck. Okay. So this is what I think.
Do you think they were always gills?
Oh, okay, so yes. Not just because the first time I saw them I was like, gills? Not just because of that, but because now we know for sure that we live in a world of like magic and fairy tale.
Oh.
And so...
Just like a changeling or something?
And it started off because Giles is the narrator, right?
Yes.
And
It starts off in a very fairy book.
And Giles describes her as the princess.
Oh. Oh shit.
Princess, yeah.
Yeah.
And she got those scratches from before she could remember, and they're like 3 gill marks on her neck. And so it's kind of not like he created them, but he healed her because his power isn't making stuff; his power is healing.
Oh, like they got stitched together.
So it's like they were fused to her neck, and that her power was stolen from her, and
Oh my
he
God.
healed her.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
Yeah, thus giving her voice back, and her voice is that her true self is an aquatic, free.
Oh, yeah. Also, Eliza speaks in one scene, or sings in one
She
scene.
sings in like a kind of dream sequence.
A dream
thing.
sequencing thing, and that's
Because it's definitely not it wasn't he healed her and her voice
No,
works,
no.
because she still had the scratches on her
right.
neck,
Yeah.
and she...
I love that scene because it was
I was crying profusely.
where she has like a very 50s like show tune dance.
She does like a little soft shoe.
Because they show a lot of that, so like
She and
Giles watches a lot of
she and
that.
Giles watch a lot of like
Classical like
musicals.
movie musical or like bits like Shirley, like they show Bojangles and Shirley
they do
Temple.
the Bojangles, Shirley Temple, and she goes out in the hallway and does a little soft shoe herself.
Yeah, which is really cute, and they do a
to
shop.
herself,
Right,
like,
and they
I
do
know
a
that
shop.
she and Giles
So
sit on
do
the couch
the
and
shop, do like
and
a
they know the whole routine. And it's the same routine that they're doing on the screen. So
it's
they've
really
watched
cute.
it a million
Right,
times,
exactly.
and
It's a
they
thing
love
that they've watched a billion times.
So she imagines herself an amphibian man doing that dance, and I love that in her imagination she's wearing a glorious gown and he's just himself.
He's just himself.
He's just himself.
He's not in a tux or
her
anything.
Fairy tale isn't him being a man.
It's him.
Isn't him wearing a suit
It's just
and
him.
being anything
Just
other
him
than
being,
what he is.
It's just him being with her.
Him being with her and loving her and just being.
Ah!
Oh, it's so beautiful.
All right, I think we should. This is the
right.
point where we like
Okay,
review.
so-
give the butthole.
Yeah, so let's give a few buttholes. What is your overall? Oh, my overall.
Yeah, you should go
I'll go
first
first.
this
All
time.
right. So, not that I feel like buttholes are kind of arbitrary, and we definitely gave Jumanji one tight butthole.
Yeah.
But I love this movie. I cried a lot. It really got to me. I felt it. I kind of want to go out and find my own amphibian man. I don't know.
It's fair.
Yeah, I feel mobilized. I
Yeah.
feel romanticized.
Yeah.
I'm just overwhelmed with the beauty of that movie.
Yeah.
So I would give it 2 mega tight buttholes.
Ooh.
That's-
All right, 2 mega type.
I feel like that was a beautifully crafted film. It really stuck with me. I mean, I'm saying this prematurely, we just saw it, but I feel like it's going to stick with me. And if I'm being really, truly objective, that was the most beautiful movie I've seen in a while.
Yeah, it was definitely the most beautiful movie
And
I've
it
seen
was
in a while.
complete, and I think kind of flawless.
Yeah, it had a complete arc, and everything came around again. Like anything that was set up was brought back.
Yeah. Yeah.
and like figure it out. Like no threads were left dangled really. Besides things that you didn't really need to know. Like
makes masterpieces.
yeah.
And so
Well, he made a complete fairy tale book. Like
he did.
Like boom. So I will give it 2 super tight buttholes.
That makes 4 super tight buttholes for us from us for Shape of Water. So yeah.
I think
You should see it.
You should see it. Like, yeah, fucking go. Just go see it now.
Don't wait till Netflix. Netflix,
Go see it now.
Netflix. See it right now. Get yourself a non-denominational film card, not a you-know-what, because that is not in any way affiliated with us, the movie Passholes.
No, that's not that.
And so you should get one, and you should go see that movie right now.
It's very, very good.
You should see Shape of Water. What are you doing? Not seeing Shape of Water.
Stop listening.
Stop this right now.
Stop. Go.
See Shape of Water. All right. This has been the Film Buds for the movie Passholes. I'm Saman.
I'm Romo.
All right. See you next week.
All right.